Live from the City of Angels, it's Thursday night. The box office preview show is underway. Tonight, the live MMT evaluation of Ari Aster's Eddington. A lot of you thinking I'm gonna savage this like I did Beau is Afraid, one of the worst films ever made. I will never forget my visceral, near violent reaction to that 3-hour suffering Beau is Afraid. But tonight, I'm not as pissed off. We've got some issues to talk about, but not nearly as many as we did with the aforementioned Ari Aster film. It's just groovy. I like this track. Thanks for being here live, City of Angels, as always. Get ready to go. Let's show you my out of theater reaction, and we will do that. Get rid of this, and then, hello, do this. All right, guys, this is me moments ago. You can see the same kid I have on tonight, Morelia, and there it is. There's me, right? Okay, so you know that this is live. This is directly out of theater. Here we go. Let's just do it while this is in the background. It's great background music, isn't it? Kind of tribally. Eddington, channeling the Coens and Tarantino. Ari Aster's latest is more watchable than Beau is Afraid, but still an overcooked mess. Joaquin Phoenix kills in this hella overlong and overstuffed tale of COVID hysteria in small town USA. This is punishing down the runtime. As you sit through this, that bombastic finish is really tough. And you'll feel this 2 hours and 20 minutes, no question. Not like Beau is Afraid 3 hours, which you felt in every cell of your body. But this is definitely not something that you're going to come out of and go, wow, that was enjoyably fun, and I didn't feel like I was looking at my watch. You will. As we get ready to do this live, that's the snapshot. We go in a little bit deeper right now with a taste of the trailer. Ari Aster's back with this COVID hysteria, Western-esque, Coen Brothers, Tarantino, mishmash, scattershot mess that is Eddington. It is tonight's MMT evaluation, and it starts right now.
Sure. I got a call into the office about a disturbance.
Last night,
The family was murdered.
Shooters on travelable ground. This is a Pueblo case.
this is our crime scene. Get out of here.
I'm running for mayor.
You can't keep your own office going, but you're going to run mine. They're your streets to keep safe.
Ted Garcia. The man is simply evil.
Can we shut this bitch up?
You want things simple and neat.
There were some allegations made.
Allegations like what?
You were in his house.
Well, here's a quote from you. Arm yourselves.
I don't mean literal arms.
And I have motive, but we need evidence.
People are going to be looking here now.
He's aggressive, he's dangerous, he needs to be locked up.
I don't trust him.
Maybe he's been spying this whole time. We are in a fight against evil.
Okay, let's do it. You can see from that trailer, 1 minute snapshot, that this has a hell of a lot going on. Before I get into what I like and dislike about this film, and there are some things I like, okay, let's just talk quickly about all of the quotes you just saw, right? This debuted at Cannes months ago. Now, finally, A24 dumping it in the middle of summer. So it's not going to be an awards film, right? It's got a bad release date. But here's what I want to point out. Do you notice how all of those hyperbolic quotes come out of like those first screenings? Because they get used by the A24s, the Neons, whoever it is that's premiering at a film festival. Typically the smaller studios, the more independent studios at a Cannes. But when you look at this film, it doesn't even come close to any of those quotes. I mean, that's just crazy, right? Same stuff we talk about all the time. The lack of critics' ability to temper reactions and be somewhat measured in their thoughts is glaringly apparent here tonight as you sit through Eddington. I love Joaquin Phoenix. How can you not? I mean, you go back to Beau is Afraid. The one thing that you can extract out of that film is 20 minutes of the beginning, and then all of Joaquin Phoenix. No matter what this man does, he is one of our best, greatest living actors. And here, this is his film. This is not Pedro's film. This is definitely not Austin Butler, Emma Stone. No. This is Joaquin Phoenix's number one take over the entire film role here tonight, and I like him a lot. And he's asked to do quite a bit here as this small town sheriff that's dealing with the COVID hysteria while also a mayor who is somewhat corrupt. And all of this stuff that's going on in this film, I mean, one thing that I definitely like in addition to Joaquin is that Ari Aster clearly is poking fun of the COVID hysteria, right? 6 feet between us. Wear a mask, but yet the virus can get through the mask. And there's a lot of this going on, and you guys know how I feel about that. So I think Ari does a really nice job here in this film obscuring that COVID hysteria that we all were suffered through. And this is very apparent when you look at how this film unfurls. You can tell that Ari Aster has issues with all of that. And that I appreciate, because typically when you talk about a Hollywood director, you're going to get it kind of going the other way, right? You're going to get it where the people that weren't wearing the masks are the bad guys. Here it's like, well, I think everyone was acting kind of stupid. Good. That's where I want to be on this. Now, I mentioned that this is a COVID hysteria, Black Lives Matter 2020 complete shit show of a script representation here of film. And when you look at this, right, you're looking at a film that tries to do so much, and you end up with this overstuffed, scattershot script. Too many characters, too many ideas, and definitely, without question, this is overlong. I mean, on the back half of this, right, for the first hour or so, I think you're going to be dialed in. Then you're going to wander off, maybe take a nap, and then over the next, let's call it 30, you will probably be able to pull it back together and get to this bombastic, faux Tarantino finish. Now, let me tell you, when you are a director like Ari Aster and you're trying to do a Coen Brothers meets Tarantino Western-esque kind of thing with COVID and Black Lives Matter, that's a lot. Corruption, okay, conspiracy theories. There's just too much here. But when you're trying to do Tarantino, let me give you a little advice, Ari Aster, here tonight. And you didn't really listen to me after Beau is Afraid, so why will you hear? But I would have told you after Beau is Afraid that you need to lose an hour of that film. Well, tonight I'm going to tell you, you're not, and you never will be Quentin Tarantino. Don't try to do Quentin Tarantino. There is one person who's really good at doing Quentin Tarantino, and his name is Quentin Tarantino. Don't try it. I see so many directors try to ape the style and the build and the insanity of a Tarantino climax, and it just doesn't work, and it doesn't here. It's not like a complete and utter flame out and unwatchable and train wreck, but it doesn't work at the level that a Tarantino has the mastery of, right? The calibration. That's why you don't want to go there, okay? This is also not an old country for men. This is not that. This is not that good of a script. You know, when you look at this film, you talk about, I mentioned overstuffed, I mentioned scattershot, and you're also talking about overexpansive. The world building, right? Trying to get all these characters in as Emma Stone's the wife of Joaquin, and she's going to run off with Austin Butler, the cult leader. And then you have the deputies. Then you have the mayor in Pedro Pascal. You have all of this shit. And you just say to yourself, why did you try to do so much? And what typically happens when you are overwriting your script, overpopulating, overstuffing this thing, you end up with diminishing returns. And that's what you get here with this film in Eddington. I give it a 60%. Listen, it's a D. That's not a great score for me. I know some people will tell you 6 out of 10. For me, that's a D. So let's not have this debate anymore, okay? This is not, by any means, one of the best films of the year or a film that will contend for Oscars. I mean, although Honora won last year, so let me just retract that. Rewind what I said, walk it back, and let's just forget I said that because it could end up being your best picture. It's a better film, certainly more interesting to watch than Honora, even though there's so much going on and doesn't need to be here. I'd rather sit through Eddington than Honora any day of the week for a second time. Give me a break. When you look at the fix here, it's really all about shedding the weight of the screenplay. Lose the fat. Bring it down. Make it more focused. Lose a character or two. Austin Butler, goodbye, okay? Some of the Antifa stuff, get rid of that. Bring it in a different way. It just is doing so much. And, you know, listen, this is the problem when you work with an A24, okay? Ari Aster now has worked with A24 4 times, as you guys know. Hereditary, Midsummer, Beau is Afraid, and now this. And what you see is in A24, they are a studio/distributor that does not give notes. And that is either a very good thing or a very bad thing. For most directors, it's a very bad thing. You look at the Daniels. You look at Everything Everywhere. Talk about a film that needed to be reined in. But A24 has a whole bunch of folks that meet in committee, and they will not tell you that you need to change this or that, or maybe they just have no fucking clue. Because I've sat through so many A24 films over the past year, 2 years that are not great, right? The bad films are greatly outnumbering the great films, and that is because the leadership at A24 has no fucking balls. And when you have no fucking balls, then you end up getting a film that needed to be under control, and you have studio heads who don't have the guts to tell the directors this isn't good. And again, Weber's got to be the guy. Why do I always have to be the person who's going to walk in the room with Director X and say this needs to be pared down? What are you doing here? But no, we don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. I can tell you this, back in the old studio days, they would hurt directors' feelings right and left. And here's what I'm going to tell you. A lot of you are like, well, some of the executives ruin films. I wouldn't. I'm the fucking man. I will make every film better. I have proven that over and over and over. No one in this space does it as well as me. No one. So if you want me to take care of this, you bring me in and I'll get it under control. But as it is, we have studio heads who have no fortitude in addressing these directors and saying, you've got to get yourself under control. And we don't have it. And because we don't have it, we end up with Eddington. We end up with Avatar 2. That's 3 hours. It should be 2 max. But no one wants to tell him it's too long because Cameron might be angry. Too fucking bad, Cameron. We're tired of your Viewmaster 3D bullshit. That is some of the biggest waste of time you've spent your entire, last 20 plus years on that garbage? Fucking Avatar. Fuck that movie. Seriously. Sorry, guys. This is Eddington, and I'm going to go off however I want because it's all back to that central idea. These studios have no control over these directors. Is it ego from the directors? I don't know. I would imagine that's a big part of it, right? These directors think they're God's gifts. Let me tell you something. There's only a few who are. I would have no notes for Nolan. Not initially. I mean, when I see the final product, I'm going to have a note or two. But initially, I'm going to let Nolan operate in his own space. Denis, operate in your own space. Very few directors. The rest of them, including Cameron, you are going to listen to what I have to say, and you're going to change it. I mean, seriously, dude. I think of myself often as like Brad Pitt in Moneyball. He's the nice guy until he says, this is how we're going to do it. Well, guess what? I'm not even the nice guy until I say, this is how we're going to do it. That's what we need. We need more of that. Studios, stop bringing in these local yokels who come for their $5 Amazon gift card to give you craptacular feedback on your films. Instead, I'll be the army of one, the only person you need, and I will get this shit under control. And if you don't like what I have to say, I got news for you. You're the one who's in the wrong, not me, because I don't have a dog in the fight. That's the difference. The director does. We shot this scene for like 2 months. I don't give a shit. The scene doesn't belong in the movie. Get it out. That's the problem with these directors. They're too tied emotionally into the film they made. You need someone who is distanced from it to be able to come in and say, this needs to be fixed. And here we are again with another big swing, and not a complete strikeout, but it could have been a really nice triple, but instead we end up trying to get to second base and you get thrown out, right? He's going for a double, thrown out. That's where we are in this film. 6 out of 10. Disappointing. If you saw it, come in with your comments. Nothing more annoying than a long-ass movie does not deserve the runtime. 100% Kuzma. It's the second time in a row for Ari Aster. I would argue that Midsummer's overlong as well. Hereditary, not as much. What happens is, the first film, the directors seem to have a better handle on because they don't have the ego yet. They are a little bit questioning of the deservability, as it were, of that runtime. And they say, hey, man, this is my first film. I don't want to do too much here. Let's just bring it in and not overstay our welcome. Well, the issue is that now when you have a director who's been told Hereditary is a horror masterpiece or close to it, and I've said that, so I think that's fair. But beyond that, it's getting, okay, so Midsummer is better than Eddington. Beau is Afraid is the nadir without question, and Eddington is his third worst film, right? There's not even a question that when you rank Ari Aster's films, it's Hereditary, Midsummer, Eddington, and then Beau is Afraid. 5,000 feet of crap, and then Beau is Afraid. I mean, the fact that he even has another film from A24 who got burnt by Beau is Afraid, what a gift, right? But Ari Aster is not that talented of a writer. He is, I don't think he's an abysmal writer, but he's not a Tarantino, right? He doesn't have, even the Coens when they're firing, I think. The Coen brothers, especially when you separated them, you're just not getting the same output that you were. I don't even know that film that's coming out here soon. The one that can. That looks really awful. I don't think I'm going to watch that. That really looks like something that I don't want any part of. But the issue is that a lot of these directors, right, we talk about director-writers, writer-directors. It's always director-writers now, writer-directors. There's no, separation anymore. There's a few, you look at a Kaczynski, he didn't write everything. He has some ideas, but he's not the only guy. The problem is with an Ari Aster, or you look at anyone who is a writer-director, James Gunn on Superman, and they're the only voice essentially guiding this project. That's not good. I talked about how we wrote our script, right, with my script partner and my writing partner, and trust me, if I had my way, my film would be different. If he had his way, his film would be different. So we met in the middle, and I think it's better for it. And that's why you always need someone else to work off of. Some of you are going to say Menzel can work off of me here. Listen, this is my stream. I'll do what I want. I'm not writing a movie, okay, by myself. I'm not directing a movie by myself. If I were, and this were a movie, I would cut it right now because the stream's already not good. So I would just end it. What happened to the stream? It's over. But you see, I have control, and I understand when you're overstaying your welcome. The issue here is, as a director, you've got to be really dialed in on that and almost self-conscious about it, right? You have to constantly be asking, am I doing the right thing? James Gunn doesn't know how to do that. Ari Aster clearly doesn't know how to do that. And you have a problem with these egos that don't match the talent. Talent doesn't match the ego, right? Whichever way you want to look at it. The talent level's lower than the ego. That's a problem. Nolan, the ego might be lesser than the talent, which is insanity, right? When we talk about it, Christopher Nolan, as you guys know, those sales just went on sale. The IMAX 70mm, and they sold out within minutes. So, listen, Nolan is its own property, his own brand. A different whole way of dealing with Nolan than virtually anyone else. I'd say Denis would be another, and there's a few, Tarantino for sure. But other than that, the rest of these directors really need to be met in the middle by someone like me, a voice of reason. And I've proven it over and over, so don't come in here and say why you don't do it. Don't do it. You're just making yourself look fucking stupid. Don't do it, okay? We're the gold standard. I don't know how often I have to tell you guys this. We're the gold fucking standard, and that's been very clearly announced to the world repeatedly on this channel. Not just announced, but also proven. And that's it. There's just really no other way to look at it. So again, tonight, disappointing, but not the train wreck that I expected. There's things to like here. You've got to be patient. I do not recommend this film for anybody other than someone who wants to see how a script does too much, how a film tries to get so many ideas in and doesn't end up landing all of it when doing less would be more. The shootout was straight out of No Country for Old Men. Exactly. And you look at that, I think that's a nice shot scene. At the end of the film, you've got him with the Tommy gun. You saw some in the trailer there, and it's insanity. Very Tarantino-esque, very No Country for Old Men. And you look at that, and when you are not at a script level as good as that could have been, then that's disappointing because, right, you can see that we have the pieces here, but we don't have the script to mesh it all. I even like the finish here a little bit, right? Not going to go into it. Don't want to spoil it because I do think you should check it out. But just don't get angry with me when you come back and see exactly what I saw. You're going to see it. Okay? Listen, we're not Zach Pope. I mean, I just read that. Oh, my God, Zach fucking Pope. Oh, my God. I mean, literally, that guy has no fucking clue what he's talking about. It's unbelievable to me. They really should give out licenses for this space because some people would fail. They'd be like, it's a driver's license. You don't know how to drive a car. No way. You're not getting a license. You're not doing a channel. I'm telling you, man, my world is not everybody gets to do whatever they want. My world is prove yourself, and then you merit the ability to do what you want to do. You don't just get to do whatever you want. You think I just go out in front and do a stand-up routine over at the Laugh Factory and do the headline act? I mean, I bet you I'd be okay, but I don't think it'd be great. But the thing is you got to know. And the problem with this movie space is Tom, Dick, and Harry's like, I can do it. And then you watch them, you're like, what the fuck? You don't even know what you're talking about. Not only not what you're talking about, you're not good. Like, how do you combine untalented with unknowledgeable? That's like the worst fucking thing I've ever seen. This is the space I live in, man. You wonder. There should be licenses. There should be American Idol critics, and they trust me when I say this. The critics would be blown out either for lack of talent or for too much chin-stroking knobbery. One of the two, right? Robert Daniels, you're booted for being a 5,000-word think piece loser, and then Zach Pope for not knowing what the hell you're talking about and reviewing everything under the sun from food to books to video games to movies and not knowing a thing about any of these topics. They're all gone. They're gone, right? Oh, but Robert Daniels writes for Roger Ebert. Roger Ebert will be spinning over in his grave if he read some of the shit Robert writes, oh my God, fucking terrible. Roll up, baby. Film Twitter, you're fucking masters in the house, baby. Don't ever forget it. All right, let's do some comments here on this Thursday night. I believe I have Gone Girl in there. Phoenix has been heavy lifting bad films for a while now. I was thinking about a Joaquin Phoenix film that I completely memory hold. Do you guys remember that Woody Allen one with Joaquin and Emma Stone where he is a college teacher? I totally forgot about that. I think it was like Sony Pictures Classic from like 2015, 16. You guys remember that film? Like, it's funny how all of a sudden these little films that some of these stars do, you forget all about it and you're like, oh my God, he did that. But yeah, Joaquin Phoenix deserves better. You know, why is he working with Ari Aster again after Beau is Afraid? After Beau is Afraid, I would think you'd say, I'm done. I mean, I would say that's it. I don't think we have anything else we need to get done. I need a break. But he comes right back in for Eddington. I wonder how they read these scripts. You know, you look at Eddington on the page, you can see that this is overcooked, scattershot, all that stuff. You can see it. And then you say, well, the movie is that. Well, yeah, the script was that. More comments here on this Thursday night. Hit me as many as possible, Gone Girl. Anyone else who saw this film, you're not going to see it differently. You know, some of you will really not like this film. Some of you might actually enjoy it, but you're not going to love it. And I don't think you're going to hate it as much either. I Got No Country. Yep. I mean, listen, but it's not nearly as strong. Okay. So I've said that repeatedly here tonight. Again, when you're trying to do the Coens and Tarantino and you can't match either of them, and that's a problem. Okay. That's why, as a director, you have to be very disciplined. And I think a lot of directors lack directorial discipline. And one of the disciplines is knowing that you're doing too much, knowing that your film is overlong, knowing it's scattershot, knowing you're doing too much, all of what I just said. Man, listen, but a lot of these directors, they have no real sense of self-awareness, where they're not dialed in as much. Listen, I'm going to tell you this. I've done this live stream how many times? Hundreds of times now. And I know when I'm going too far in one direction, no question. And there's times afterwards I go, well, that was too much. Why did I go off on Robert Daniels for 5 minutes? Agreed. I'm not going to argue that. But it's live. I'm flowing. It is what it is. And I have a chance to attack that chin-stroking knob. I'll do it all day. Sean Fennessy, we're going to destroy on Sunday night. Biggest fraud in the space. I mean, I'll do that all day. It's my channel. I can do whatever. But that doesn't mean I know that it's good, like good viewing. There's people out there be like, oh, God, he's doing this again. I can't watch. Fine. That's fine. But I know that. If you're a director, it's different, right? You're making a piece of work for a studio. And when you're working for a studio, you're collecting a paycheck from an A24, a Neon, a Universal, a Warner Brothers, doesn't matter. You have to make certain that what you are doing serves the audience and you, not just you. Beau is Afraid served Ari Aster and no one else, okay? When you are a very talented director, you're able to serve both sides, yourself and the audience. And Ari Aster has not proven he is able to give the audience what they need out of these films because he's doing too much or he's making films that are too singular to himself. These are not recommended courses of action. And that is going to be a problem forever going forward until either he understands that he needs to make sure that his scope includes more of the audience and or at least isn't wasting people's time like we have here tonight with Eddington in much of this film. But again, unless you have someone who can tell him that he is, and he's not going to do it. So again, that's where I come in and say, listen, I've got to take over because this isn't working. The influencers on social media are also trying to hail this as a masterpiece. Satvik, we've had this discussion a number of times. The number of influencers who are toxically awful for this space is 95% plus. These are people, imagine going through the world talking like you're an expert in something when you literally have no fucking clue what you're talking about. These are influencers. These are Zach Popes of the world. It's wild to me that everybody thinks that their opinion is valid. Your opinion is not valid unless you have talent to back it up. Do you understand this shit? You've got to prove yourself, man. I can't come on here in one stream and have you go, this guy knows everything about what he's talking about with this film, okay? All I'm talking this right now. I have to do this repeatedly. You have to watch it over and over and get a track record where you go, look at this guy and how he's called these films exactly how they are at a 900+ % rate. No one comes close, because the one thing we do not do that everyone in this space does, and that includes the Robert Daniels, certainly the Sean Fantasies of the world, and this is why Fantasy is going to get literally nuked, okay? My man is going to get detonated on Sunday night. And the reason why is because he is a directorial suck-up. If there's a director who has had a film that was great in the past, then our boy film fraud king #1 is going to say this film is great, and he will never, because he has no fucking balls, he will never say a film is bad by a director such as, go back and look at Sinners. Look at what I said about that film. What's his number? Yeah, this is why Fantasy is getting dragged on Sunday. His #1 film of the year is Sinners. You know why? Because that's exactly who Sean the fucking fraud Fantasy is. He is a directorial bitch. He literally sucks at the teat of these directors to get him on his Ringer podcast, and I will call that fucker out every stream I can, because that is your king. That's your king. That guy. You talk about a fraud. Imagine saying good things about a film, whether you believe it or not, because you want to have the director on. You want to curry favor with film Twitter losers. Are you fucking kidding me? I don't give a fuck about film Twitter. I will flame a film and not give a shit about them. Do you know how many times I go to A24 film and I sit down in the theater and I look around and go, holy shit, this is the biggest collection of misfit toys I've ever seen in my life. A24 film draws out, quite literally, the most oddball people I've ever come across in a movie theater. You look around and you go, damn, man, you all get out of the house much? I'm sorry, I got to do this again tonight because it happened. I look around, I'm like, damn, man, you ever heard of a wait? You ever heard of, like, not eating everything in the fucking fridge? I'll do it. Don't care. It's my channel. Do what you want. Cut it and send it out to Film Twitter. I don't give a shit. I'll be at the gym tomorrow. That's the difference between you and me, because some of us go out and touch grass. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I can't wait to flame Fantasy on Sunday. It's going to be fun. Where are my Film Twitter boys right now? Look, because listen, man. I go to the gym. These football kits fit me like a player because I work. You don't work. You don't go to the gym. You don't eat right. You don't do the work. You sit back and eat your giant tub of popcorn. You sleep until noon. You don't do anything productive. You don't touch grass. And you're going to tell me that that's a healthy way to live? Hell no, man. Get out there and dominate. Do not let the world pass you by. You are the main player. You're the main character. You are not some fucking NPC. Every time I go in an A24 film, I look at a bunch of NPCs with blue hair. Where the hell these people come from? Jesus, man, have some respect. Hit the gym. Damn. I didn't even know I was going to do that. That's why I love doing this shit live. You never know. Is it time for Emma Stone to do something commercial again? She won't. I mean, obviously... Listen, we've talked about this before. Emma Stone's clearly got something going on with Yorgos. There's a lot of rumors, and every time he makes a film, she's in it. If I were Emma Stone's husband, I'd be like, honey, this is a little weird. You guys all saw that thing with the CEO and the HR director. I'm telling you what, right? I mean, Emma Stone's husband, Dave, right? Whatever his name is. She's like, hey, I'm going to go work with Yorgos again. I'm like, what's your thing with Yorgos? He's a great director. I know, but could you think of working with someone else? Emma Stone wants to do this weird stuff. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't mind. You know, some people want to make the commercial stuff, and then other people want to make the cinephilic stuff. I think what you really ideally want is a hybrid. And Bradley Cooper kind of straddles the line nicely. I think you look at, For me, if you ask me about Ryan Gosling, I think that he has over the years been sort of able. I think he's lost some of that over the last few years. But if you look at his early career, when he goes to A Blue Valentine, Place Beyond the Pines, same director as you guys know, See in France. When you look at Drive, when you look at even the political movie with George Clooney directed, that one set in Ohio, I'm literally forgetting the name of it. Ides of March. When you look at, like, he's making some cool choices. Now you're seeing him, especially with the daughters who are now at a viewing age. He wants to make a Barbie. He wants to make that Lord and Miller space film, right? But he still can dip into the cinephilic side, I hope. The problem comes is, as an actor, when you become a paycheck that's so large, like an Emma Stone or a Bradley Cooper or a Ryan Gosling, you're going to have to take a big pay cut to be in these small movies. It's almost a favor, right? It's almost to land an awards nomination, some kind of like, one-to-one trade-off, because you're not getting the money. So can you get a nomination out of it? That's the play that you've got to think about when you are an actor who makes $20 million per or gets a end cut, get a cut of the final cut. At the end of the day, a back end deal, right? When you get those, it's very hard to go do a small film because you're not making nearly the cash. But if you're in it for the art, you can make one for the cash and make one for you. Cash you. You just have to make sure. Not cashew. When you have to make sure that you're picking the right script, because then you end up with an Emma Stone wasting her time in this film. Ryan Gosling did some things to his face. Yeah, I mean, this is true. I mean, this is completely different from what I'm talking about. But yes, Ryan Gosling has a bunch of injectables in his face. Oh, no question. No question. If I went and got Ryan Gosling's puffy face, you all be calling me on it. Go, Weber, why did you go get a bunch of what's the rat poison they stick in your face? Why did you go get all that shit and you're like this? Well, tonight, guys, we're going to talk about, I wouldn't be surprised if Gore did that, right? Hey, guys, tonight I'm going to, well, actually, he's probably drinking his third, fourth, fifth Truly right now. Hey, guys, I'm Chris Gore. I'm going to be the worst reviewer ever. Actually, that's a good one. Who's worse, Chris Gore or Zach Pope? Who's the worst critic? Man, that could be a fight to the finish. One's drunk and one has no idea what they're doing. So who's going to win, the alcoholic or the clueless? You guys help me out. I don't know. I love this. This would never happen if I recorded these, because I'd be like, that might be a little too bad. It's already gone. It's already it's out there. I don't care. What's going to happen? Is Gore going to stumble up to me and fall over? What's going to happen? Oh my God. Any other comments here? And then we're going to watch a trailer. I'm going to watch a Tron trailer. Who's the 7 grain of hair? I'm not gonna tell you who this. I said 7 strands of hair. You guys, for those of you who don't know, there's someone who writes for the Wrap who came after me. I'm not gonna even give this motherfucker the time, but I'm gonna tell you this. And I've said it before. This person needs to focus more on the 7 strands of hair that he drags across his head than anything I do. Like, if I had that issue, I wouldn't even worry about me. I'd be like, good God, man. But they listen. The haters hate because they know that they are inferior. Oh, it's not even a contest, baby. We fucking steamroll everybody. Not a contest. Not going to worry about it. Like, it's not something I even concern myself with. But these other people want to pretend it is, and let me just remind them that it's not. Okay? Guess what has never happened? Let me remind you one more time what has never happened before we watch the Tron Ares trailer. You know what's never happened? No one has ever come in to a single thing that I've done on X, on YouTube, now on Kick, and said, Weber, you're not talented. You're not good. You don't know anything. Never. You know why? Because they can't. The haters can hate as much as they want, but at the end of the day, they know they're in the fucking back seat and the king is on the mic. Don't forget that, and they know it. And that's the beauty of it. If you don't like it, I got news for you. Ric Flair used to say it. It's the best thing going today, so you better learn to like it, baby. I didn't say exactly how he did, but that was it. Woo! I know, baby. Because listen, Johnny, here's the thing. I know that 7 Strands of Hair Rap Guy watches. So I'm going to remind 7 Strands of Hair Rap Guy that I'm the man and you're not. I don't know how many more times I can tell you that. So you know that. So when you go to bed tonight, remember that. The man is fucking here. You're not the man. You never will be. That's the truth. Here comes Tron Ares. Let's watch the trailer together. Maybe 7 Strands of Hair Rap Guys watching tonight with us. All right, guys, this is the Tron Ares trailer, and I'm on one tonight. I was tired. I'm a little bit punch drunk. I'm not drunk. I'm drinking my Walmart seltzer tonight. You guys see it? Matches the background. By the way, do you guys like tonight's kit? Tonight's kit is Morelia. This is, dudes, hold up. Before we watch this, come on, guys, some love for this. Look at this thing. Dude, this thing is like a sash of orange marigolds. Is that it? Is that the right? But you see? This is why we're the gold fucking standard, baby. Don't ever forget it. The kits. All right, get ready. Let's watch. Where's 7 Strands of... I'm not telling you who that is. You guys can figure it out. 7 Strands of Hair Rap Guy. I told you what he needs to worry about, too. Work for a publication people actually pay attention to. Our channel's niche, but we're fucking cool. The rap's not cool, and it's niche. It's not cool. It's niche and not cool. That's not good. That's a really bad combination. What do you write for? The rap. What? The what? I'm sorry, what'd you say? The rap. The fuck is that? It's an entertainment blog. It is? Is it Variety? No. THR? Deadline? No. It's different? What's it called again? Yeah, okay. Yep, you write for the rap. No one reads your shit. Here comes Tron Ares.
Since time began, man has gazed at the stars and he has wondered, am I alone?
Okay, first of all, I'm going to stop right there because I love that.
Today.
I love the Disney logo infused in red. This is very MMT-y, isn't it? Don't you guys agree? I think I've told you guys I'm going to make sure you understand this. I got to say this all the time to you. I have so many execs in this town who watch this channel. You don't even know. Trust me, my sources all come back. Not only does 7 Strands of Hair Rap Guy watch, but lots of execs, lots of directors. We don't have, listen, we're not like the biggest channel. I'm not stuck, man. I'm not Jeremy Johns. But the people we have, like the individual people, they're big dick swingers. And trust me when I say this, this is an MMT inspired thing. Yeah, right.
So much talk of AI and big tech today. Virtual worlds, what are they going to look like? When will we get there? Well, folks, we're not going there. They are coming here. I would like you to meet Ares, the ultimate soldier.
Is there anyone better looking than Jared Leto at his age? Right? He's on the wrong side of 50. And I'm only going to say that. And he still looks so good. Like, he takes care of himself. That's what I'm talking about, Film Twitter. Be more like Jared Leto.
He's biblically strong, lightning fast.
For a second there, I'm getting Morbius vibes when he grabbed that neck.
Supremely intelligent. And if he is struck down on the battlefield, I will simply make you another.
You think
And Reznor Ross doing the score here, right? Yeah.
in control of this? You're not. What are you?
Viz FX winner right here. It's already over. Like, if you're another film that thinks they're going to win visual effects this year at the Oscars, at every award show, go ahead and just pack it up. Not happening. Tron Ares will win every visual effects award coming up this fall, into winter, into next spring.
I'm looking for something.
Something I do not understand.
Hang on.
A malfunctioning program that wants to live. Why is that?
It's just a feeling.
Yeah, Bridges is back. Hell yeah.
Fascinating.
Yep, visual effects winner. Come on, man. No contest. Yeah. Oh, there can hear a little 9 Inch Nails there. That is 9 Inch Nails, right? You can hear it. Reznor. Yeah, man. I used to listen to 9 Inch Nails back at Mean Mr. Mustard's in Columbus, Ohio, at the Ohio State University. I would get, listen, I told you guys when I was in college, I was a drunk. I drank lots of beer. And I would stumble home from the bars, and we used to go to Mean Mr. Mustard's, which was downstairs on High Street at The Ohio State University, and they had dollar pitcher, or was it dollar bucket night? No, $5 buckets, dollar pitcher, and it was like Pabst Blue Ribbon, and you would just dip your cup into the bucket, and you would get blotto. Yeah, I was bad. I'm not like his. I'm less of a drunk. I was less of a drunk then than Gore is now. Oh my God. It's so much fun to hammer him. He's the biggest sellout on the planet. You know that, right, guys? My man said, oh, I'm not getting anyone to watch my show, so I'm going to become this anti-woke warrior and align myself with all the anti-woke YouTube channels. That's how I'll succeed. Wow. Why don't you succeed on your own merits? Nope. I'm going to align myself with all the anti-wokers. That's the way to make money. Shill, baby. It's a version of a shill. It's 100% a version of a shill. Hold on. You know what? I'm going to just, hold on. I'm going to re-rack it for 1 second because I'm going to go, as I re-rack it, just to watch I give you something that's on. I'm going to go track down my Tron light cycle. I have. It's in the, give me 1 second.
What are you?
I'm looking for something. Something I do not understand.
Hang on.
A malfunctioning program that wants to live. Why is that?
It's just a feeling.
Fascinating.
Perfect timing. All right, hold on. Well, let's hold pause there. Okay, no, hold on. Now, I promise you guys, I have. Listen, I don't think. Damn it! Are these all my Star Wars figures? Hold on, guys. I've told you guys I'm not the Geek Channel, but I can play that game any day of the week. So look, these are all. Is that Bosk? I think that's Bosk. No, is this Bosk? Or this isn't Greedo, is it? I've got all of these. These are originals, right? That dude's from Return of the Jedi. There's a thing from the Millennium Falcon. This is my look. There's the guy from Ewok, the Endor planet. This dude. I have a whole look. The entire thing's full of, I don't know where my Tron figures are. This is complete. I have failed miserably tonight. Oh my God, guys. It's the X-Wing fighter cockpit plastic. Look how dirty this is. This is original shit right here. And then I have all of the weapons in here. What Geek Channel can even contend? See, that's the thing about these Geek Channels, right? They're not even real. They weren't around. They're not OG like me. They don't have Chief Chirpa. Do they have Chief Chirpa with original weapons? They do not have Chief Chirpa or Salacious Crumb. They don't have Salacious Crumb. Hold on. I don't know. I have the Tron figures, but I don't think, here's the medical robot. Oh shit, it's R5D4, everybody. This thing was like, nobody wanted this figure. I don't know how I ended up with that. Erick just displays his geek shit. Oh, no fucking way. Dude, this is, look, I found a gremlin. It's like literally like digging through, sifting through a bunch of crap. Oh, what was this guy's name? Power Droid? Remember this? He's got like this Power Droid. Who else is in here? Dude, I'm not kidding you, man. I have the Tron. I'll find the Tron thing for Sunday. He's not in here. I have like 2 boxes of this shit. So yeah, if you have any questions like, Weber's not a geek. He didn't fuck off, man. I got tons of this shit. All right. Open comment time, and then we're getting out of here. Let's get ready to do this. Okay, here we go. Let me do the open comment. Give me a second. All right, open comment time starting right now. Where is it? Damn it! I'm woefully unprepared. By the way, do you guys like? No, I've not read the script. I don't want to read it. Here it comes. Here comes the. Hold on. There it is. Okay, I'm going to play tonight's track, and I'll go Gongro, hit me as many comments as possible. I don't want to read the script because if I do, then it will be a problem. So I don't want to know. Like, I don't want to know what the script is. We're at 49 minutes. Perfect. This will be under an hour. It's perfect. You have the Star Wars Death Star trash compactor. No, I did not have that. My friend Mike down the street had it. I played with it at his house. It had the trash compactor at the bottom. I did have the X-Wing fighter. I had the TIE. No, I didn't have a TIE fighter. I never had I had the Millennium Falcon. I had the Jabba the Hutt playset because I have Salacious Crumb, so you know I have that. And then I had a whole bunch of Ewok shit because I like the Ewoks. I mean, I don't know what to say. I was a nerd, man. I mean, but you can kind of see that, and I've got my Secret Wars Wolverine right there. But I have the Tron. I have a Tron yellow light cycle and Tron figures. I just have to find it. It's in some box here. I'll find it. I thought I had it. I have the Star Wars figures. I saw the score for I Know What You Did Last Summer. Oh, uh-oh. I'm gonna go and see that this weekend, and we'll talk about that Sunday. I've got that and the new Nick Offerman film called Sovereign. We'll talk about both of those on Sunday. But I don't really care about I Know What You Did Last Summer. I mean, it's not really my jam. I grew up in the 80s, not the 90s. So, I mean, I saw I Know What You Did Last Summer, but they're just going to rehash it. It's another Sony horror film that sucked, right? Tarot, Thanksgiving, Until Dawn, Hard Eyes. All fucking horrible. I want Claudio Miranda to win for F1. It's going to be really hard for F1 in award season because it came out early and it's not going to have, it will have box office success, and I think it still can do some damage. Warner Brothers needs to FYC it pretty heavily, but I think that it's not going to be like a Maverick, right? Maverick was a different animal. Maverick was so big here in the United States and around the world. This film's not getting to $1.5 billion or whatever Maverick got to. This film's at like 300 right now. So you're not going to get the same result on awards front. Listen, awards often are popularity contests, and more people to see a movie, the better chance you have. Look at Joker. Nora was an aberration. I think that's why the Academy said we're going to change our rules, because Nora was so awful. They go, you didn't even watch the movie, did you? Like, seriously, I'm telling you, that's what happened. Avatar trailer leaked. I'm not watching. We'll watch it Sunday. I'm not watching it tonight. I'll watch it, the full version. I'm not about to watch some shitty version of it. I don't even want to see Avatar 3, so I don't want to watch a shitty version of the trailer. Eddington or Sinners? Ooh. Yeah, I mean, quasi-Western. Man, I had to pause because they're both really flawed. I'd rather watch Eddington again. I think I had a 6 on Sinners too, right? I have a 5. It's like a 5 or a 6 for me, and this is a 6 tonight. They're close. I would take Eddington. Yeah, I'd take Eddington over Sinners. Hottest girl in the Star Wars universe? I don't even know. That's why we're not a Star Wars channel. Princess Leia, who else was there? Is there another girl in the Star Wars? This channel's not. Thank you, appreciate it. I mean, we try. I'm not saying that we're the best, but we are. You know what the weird thing is? AI can do all kinds of shit, right? We all agree. AI is going to come in and take all kinds. It could never do me. AI could never come close to doing what we do here. AI could do Zach Pope. AI could do Chris Gore. AI cannot do Eric Weber. No chance. It has no idea what I'm going to do. AI could never nail this. And you guys know that. Think about what I just said. And you wonder why this channel's the gold standard. AI cannot replicate this. AI can replicate virtually every other movie channel you watch because you know what's going to happen before you go in, don't you? Even if you don't know what they're going to say about the movie, you know how they're never going to go somewhere. You know how many times I go somewhere that I probably shouldn't go? All the time. Like trashing film Twitter people, trashing, saying Gore's an alcoholic. What we know, these are things that AI doesn't do. Like that's complete spontaneity, human based. Where I'm like, let's just do this. How about that? How about that? Let's show a Star Wars figure. I heard Sean Baker's making a new movie. Really, I'm sure it has some kind of weird sexual fetish thing going on. Very overrated director. I like him as a director. Technically, I do not like his scripts at all. His best film is Florida Project. Obviously, so clear on that, but it's still not that great. By the way, I think this is Guy Gerber. It's like a Guy Gerber remix or one of his tracks. It's very laid back, chill, like 4 a.m. house shit. I just found it while I was at the gym and YouTube suggested it, and I was listening like, this sounds like a cool track to play. Any other comments before we're out of here? Anything else? I'll do a couple more. Any super chats that we missed? I don't think so. No, sir, you guys are cheap motherfuckers. I'm kidding. I don't care. I don't do it for that. Have I once said tonight like or subscribe? No, because I don't. This is just something I enjoy doing, and I think I know what I'm talking about. So that makes it fun, right? If you're good at something and you enjoy doing it, that's what you do. So listen, man, no one's getting rich here, but it doesn't matter. It's not why you're doing it, right? I don't know. Let's talk about Tom Cruise on Sunday. I don't know what's going on. He's just got all funky, I think. All right, guys, I'm going to get ready to roll out of here, but I'll be back here on Sunday. And I'm open to suggestions. If you want to come in the comments on YouTube and tell me, because that's where I can read them the best, go to Midnight Movie Talk on YouTube and leave me a comment about what you want to see on Sunday. We will definitely discuss, I know what you did last summer, Sovereign. We'll talk about the other news of the week, the IMAX selling out for the Odyssey, all the stuff that happened this week, James Gunn, Supergirl. That's all stuff for the Sunday night show. I need to have stuff. Tonight was Eddington and watching Tron, and we're good, and that's it. And then we'll talk Sunday about whatever else happens. Maybe something breaks tomorrow, and we can talk about it. We'll be back here on Sunday for the Sunday Midnight Movie Money. Just to give you an idea of what that show looks like, let me show you how quickly we can change it. You guys ready? If it's Sunday morning watch, it's Sunday morning. Do you guys like this, by the way? Real quick, just look real quick. Okay, just quickly. I now have 3 different looks. One Sunday night, Thursday, and Sunday. One more time. Sunday, Thursday, Sunday morning. All right, guys, I'll see you back here on Sunday for the Midnight Movie Money. I'll just leave it up because it'll be ready for me on Sunday. Peace out. Enjoy your weekend. See ya Sunday.